Welcome back to the 25 days of Whiskey Christmas. Today is day 22, December 22nd, 2023. I want to apologize for all of you who were looking for my video first thing this morning. I have been traditionally putting those videos out when I wake up. They've been recorded either the day before or a couple days before. And I release them when I wake up at about 6 o'clock in the morning. I upload them to YouTube. Shout out to my friend Pete, who I'm fairly certain Pete watches my video before I watch my video. I kind of wait till the missus comes downstairs and we watch it together after I've uploaded it. And I've made her some coffee. And there's always one view. And there's often a comment. So shout out to you, Pete. But apologies to everybody else who was looking for this video this morning. Got thrown off, had a day off of work I wasn't expecting, and had some car repairs that needed to get done. But we're here now, so let's get into it. Today's bottle for day 22 of the 25 days of Whiskey Christmas is Angel's Envy Finished Rye. Very cool shaped bottle. On the back, you can't really see it when it's got juice in it, but their wings, they kind of go down across the shape of the bottle. Angel's Envy is a newer company. I think they were only on the scene around 2011. And if you don't know what finished means in the world of whiskey, it literally means, or in the world of bourbon or rye, it literally means that they do their own distilling, their own barreling, and their own aging, whoever the company is. And when they're done, they empty those barrels and they put that juice into, most often it is in some sort of wine barrel that's been used for wine. That is done for anywhere from 2 to 6 months, most companies. And depending on the wine, it gives a different kind of finish to those bourbons. Quite a few companies have 1 or 2 finished releases every year. And it's a 50-50 between, if you were to poll whiskey drinkers and bourbon drinkers specifically, whether they like it or not. Some people hate it, some people love it. The thing that is unique about Angel's Envy is that from day one, they have always been a finished company. They do not have releases that are not finished. I believe they have a port finish, a sherry or Pinot finish, and then the rye that they do is always finished in Caribbean rum barrels. So, even though the market says only 50% of the people are going to like it, Angel's Envy said, doesn't matter. This is what we're doing. And they're pretty successful at it, and they're pretty good at it. They make some good bourbon and rye. So what's unique about this rye versus their bourbons is that this is only released about 2 times a year. It's also done in much smaller batches. They will only do their ryes in between 8 to 12 barrel runs at a time. And I'm going to put kind of I always can't find my finger on here, right about here, I'm going to put a photo of the inside, it's actually in the basement, of the finish room at Angel's Envy. I took this photo. And this tells you, the rye used to be a much rarer release than it is now. It used to only come out once a year. They do it twice a year now. But in this photo, you're going to see, well, let me just show you the photo. The rum barrels are the ones on the right. In this room that I took this photo in, behind me in the photo is a room that was approximately 30 to 40 feet wide and probably 100 feet long. It was in a basement. It was completely filled with their regular bourbon finish. They have other rick houses, they have other places that they do all their storing, they do their own distilling, all that kind of stuff, but they do all the finishing down in this basement area. Those 2 or 3 pallets of the rum, which is the much smaller barrel. That was all they did in 2017. So you can see that this became something that people chased after. Thank goodness they do it more often now. But because they do it more often, it also means that this is a little bit more readily available. I just bought this on a shelf, not even on an allocation day. I was in a liquor store today. They had 2 or 3 bottles on the shelf. So thank goodness you can buy it. But it took me a lot of years to try this. And oh man, I mentioned yesterday, this is probably one of the best noses that I have ever had on a whiskey. You're about to find out why. I forgot to mention earlier that this rye that is finished in rum barrels, even though I mentioned that normal finishing for most companies, including Angel's Envy for the regular bourbon, is 2 to 6 months, this rye is finished for 18 months in these rum barrels. It creates so much sweetness that, whew. Okay. If I start drooling or crying, please forgive me. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Whew. Oh, wow. If warm is a smell, if soft warmness is a smell, that is what this smells like. If sweetness in the dictionary, I'm sorry, I'm going to change that. If the phrase pure sweetness in the dictionary had a scratch and sniff and you smelled it, yeah, pure sweetness, warmth. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Remember the maple sugar candies I talked about a few bourbons ago? This comes back. Maybe some gingerbread. Have you ever had molasses cookies? They're dark. Smells like molasses cookies. Oh, I literally feel like I am inhaling sugar crystals. Melted almost into caramel sugar crystals are going into my nose. This smells so good. Somebody needs to make a candle out of this smell. Okay, let's drink something. Oh, this is pure sweetness. It's just so rich. This tastes like, have you ever had a donut dipped in maple icing? This tastes like a maple dipped donut. It's a little much. If you don't like sweetness in bourbon, you will not like this. I can promise you that. This is so sweet. Remember that restaurant I talked about that we're not going to mention? The Pennsylvania Dutch Amish one? They make a cream stick, or a, different parts of the country call it something different. It's like this long. It's filled with vanilla cream. They make these cream sticks and they dip them in maple. They also have powdered sugar and chocolate and blah, blah, blah. The maple's the best. This is so sweet. When you eat one of those, you kind of go into a diabetic coma by the time you're done. That's what this tastes like. This tastes like that maple cream stick donut. Oh my goodness. and it just coats the mouth. It literally, can you see it? Can you see it in my mouth? This is so sweet. This is a sugar bomb. Oh my goodness. Let's read about this. This is a straight rye. I'm going to jump straight to the mash bill when I say that. The mash bill is 95% rye, 5% malted barley. That's it. It's distilled and bottled by a company named Louisville Distilling Company. In 2015, they were purchased by Bacardi. It's more of an investment. They still retain their own processing and managing and everything. Bacardi has no say in it, but they're making money off of them. It's coming in at 100 proof. It is 6 years old first, and then it's aged for those 18 months. We talked about the mash bill. The MSRP is more expensive on this. We're coming in about $90 for this. Today I saw it for $95, so I don't know whether the price has gone up since I made my fact sheet, but where do I rank this? Oh, this is so difficult. If you like sweet bourbons, ryes, whiskeys, put this on your list and drink it every day. You will not be sorry. The price tag, if I'm being frank, makes me put it in the back. So it's probably a reserve for friends. Probably an even mixture for me. If I am just craving a sugar bomb whiskey and I walk over here to all of my bottles, this is the number one bottle that I'm picking up. Without question. Without question, this is the sweetest bottle I own. My goodness. I've already had 2 drinks of this and it still hits you. I will say this, and then I'll wrap this up. That third drink, you get a little bit of the rye. You know where your tongue goes and it's got a little bump towards the back? About here? There's a little bit of rye there, the spice. I mean, how could it not? It's 95% rye mash bill. But those Caribbean barrels keep it going. So that's it. Angel's Envy, finished rye, $90, $95. Somewhat of a daily drinker if you like sugar bomb sweetness in your alcohol without mixing it or buying cheap, mixing gross, liqueurs. When you just want some good bourbon that is sweet, go buy this. You will not be disappointed. See you tomorrow.